Do you see how they treat patriots in this country? Do you see how they treat patriots in your country? Do you see how they treat children like sex toys? You see what they're doing to the water, to the air, to the sky? You will own nothing. You will eat bugs. It's become disgusting out there. Something must be done. These people are out of control. And they're so desperate to stay in power. Releasing bioweapons, injecting people with the death vax, censoring people, scaring people, sending the Gestapo your way. They'll stop at nothing to continue on destroying our country, destroying the world. There's no stopping these people unless we get off the couch and bring the guillotine. Look out your window. There's a death tower nearby. Death towers are everywhere, making people sick. They're like, oh, it's safe. Like the GMOs, like the pesticides. It's good for you. It means it's working. They're treating you like animals. It's like the Hunger Games out there. It's just a matter of time before it becomes that dystopian future, or Soylent Green, or Terminator, or something worse. People have to wake up. There's no voting away the situation. They're stealing the elections. It's just the reality of the situation. This is why there's the Second Amendment. This is why there's a 1776. Check out the European news. Customers likely to receive energy credits. They jack up the prices, and then they give you a coupon, and you're supposed to worship the government. Tomorrow, of course, is 9/11. It's been 21 years. Everybody knows it was an inside job. They rolled out the Patriot Act so that they could use it against us many years later. Are you a patriot? You're now a terrorist according to the government. And they're coming after you. It doesn't matter if you now decide to self-censor, to hide under the floorboards. They're coming after you. Soon you'll be wearing a cross, being moved to the ghetto. And they're coming after you with directed energy weapons. That's what these cell towers are for. They're irradiating people, giving them cancer, giving them heart attacks, giving them strokes, killing people for free, calling it natural causes. There is an ongoing assassination program happening right now, and all of you are on that list. And everybody that's ever been to InfoWars is on that list. And pretty much anybody that voted for Trump is on that list. Anybody that's not a pedophile or a devil worshiper is pretty much on that list. And so this is some kind of demonic takeover. A cult is on television trying to exterminate all those that stand in its way. And they've told you, point blank, you will own nothing. You will eat bugs. It's a permanent state of emergency so that they can continue on with their extermination program. Problem, reaction, solution. What is a woman? Biology no longer exists, but we're supposed to trust their science. The Gestapo raids nearly 50 people a couple days ago, high-profile conservatives. Everybody knows that they've weaponized the branches of government. Every agency out there is now an enemy of the people. Democrats spread like a virus. They introduce drugs into the communities. They get everybody doped up. And that way, people don't care what's on television. People don't care if elections are being stolen. People don't care anymore because they own nothing. And they're pretty much eating bugs. And that's the strategy. When you're totally dependent on government to save you, that's when it's over. Here's another example of these democrats out there sabotaging society so that you will own nothing, eat bugs, and pay more for your shopping. More show trials are scheduled. More conservatives will be taken away. They're trying to arrest the opposition like we're in China or something. It is beyond disgusting out there. As they groom your children, poison the food, the air, the water, surround you with death towers. And of course, the people of the UK are on their way to a dark winter. It is just disgusting wherever you look. In pretty much every Western country that's now owned by Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, Bilderberg and company. Of course, World War III could break out at any time. Just check out these death towers. These things are weaponized. These little antennas that are coming out are like ELF antennas, irradiating entire areas. No escape. That's why you have to shield if you want to survive. They're hiding these things everywhere. Look at the size of this thing. Look at all these people living around it. These things have a range of at least 5 miles. The original cell towers had a range of 250 miles. Chances are this thing is going into orbit at the speed of light. And people that are in the immediate blast area are getting cooked the most. But there's a reason why temperatures are going up. It's because of all of these microwave ovens that are out there. Wherever you go, it's the same thing now. Giant death towers right outside your window. What's the point in that? You might as well have an old-fashioned telephone. If they have to bring the antenna to your window, it's probably better just going back to the old tech. But these things are there to control you. These things are there to exterminate you. And they're everywhere. The size of these things. Look at this new and improved 5G death tower. Look at the size of this thing. It's enormous. They say it's bigger than the Eiffel Tower. There is so much radiation in the environment right now. It's beyond insane. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that this is not good. At first they rolled out the 5G and then everybody got sick. The news even reports that 250,000 telecom workers a year are injured due to the radiation from cell towers. Let that sink in. 250,000 people. That's like twice the size of my hometown, Fargo, every year, just in America. And the burns are severe. Just like a microwave oven. They say it's safe, but microwaves can cook your food. That radiation isn't safe. But it is effective. And it's invisible. And nobody can see the radiation that's coming out of these cell towers. But if you could, you would freak out. If there were sunglasses that would let you see what's coming out of these cell towers, you would freak out. You'd lose your mind. It would be the only thing that you'd think about. But because it's invisible, like the enemy that we're dealing with, people seem to focus on other things. They focus on the television. Look at this. If this isn't a clear sign of what these people are up to, building a giant death tower on a playground next to a daycare or a school or something, as they're grooming your children, and you want to order pizza, you want to watch television, you want to cruise around and go to the club? Really? When people look away at things like this, worse things will come. Much worse. In California, they're like, no more gas cars, and you can't plug in your electrical car. It's turning into the third world over there. It's totally disgusting. And this mental illness has taken over the Western world. No longer are we the lands of the free. Now it's the land of Klaus Schwab, and you will eat nothing. And in Switzerland, they're saying anyone that heats their room above 19 degrees, which is probably like not even 60 degrees Fahrenheit, faces up to 3 years in prison. It's cold out there. People will be visiting their neighbors so that they can denounce them. That's what these people like to do. They like to snitch on you. Did you see the snitch lines on television during COVID? Do you know somebody that's violating the lockdown? Lockdowns are for prisoners. But now that it's a permanent state of emergency, the tyranny will never go away. In California, you are required to sit down when you pee so that you can be more compassionate with your female and tranny counterparts. Soon people will have to defecate upside down and shit all over themselves just to make the government happy. These people on television are evil, beyond evil, and everybody knows it. Be sure to get yourself a meter and see what's happening out there. See how bad you're getting irradiated. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, this is why it's so hot. This is why you feel tired. It's why you have headaches. It's why you hear ringing in your ears. It's why you're having heart palpitations. They want to disguise it as something safe, like the vaccine. Look at these victims. Does it look safe? How many people have died because of the pandemic? Millions in America. And millions more will die because of the vaccine. Where's the justice? There is none. You go into a doctor and you see all these murders. You go to the hospital, you see all these murders. Doctors, nurses, all these people injected. Countless others with the death facts. They're an insult to science. They're an insult to humanity. All of these people part of the vaccine genocide need to face crimes against humanity. They need to face justice for what they've done. And people should be relentless until we free our countries from this New World Order and the like. What a terrible time to be British. Major regime change over there. And of course, everybody knows the Queen died many months ago. They just rolled this out now. Big regime change. Prepare out there for dark winter.